And they asked me, oh, you're going to theatre? And I thought, what? No, I'm having a surgery. Anyway, let's go on to the hysterectomy. And like I said, was gonna have a laparoscopic assisted vaginal hysterectomy. That means that they go on with a laparoscopy. That's a hard word to say for me. And cut everything off that they need to, and then they pull it out the natural way. A lot of information, but that's how it is. And I thought, yeah, okay, that's good. Let's do this, let's get it over with. And when I got the date, I was so happy because I thought, yay, I've been waiting for this for over a year, so finally happening, and I'm finally gonna be without pain anymore, hopefully. So I went in early on Wednesday morning. It was 7:30, I think, and signed in for everything, and it was planned already that I was going to stay overnight, because you always stay one night at least after you've done this. If I had a hysterectomy with like an open tummy surgery, like when I had my cesarean, I would have stayed probably a few days more, but now it was only overnight to see that I was doing okay. So I got in the morning, and yeah, you know, you sign in to talk to the nurses, do everything. They're really nice, all of them, really, really good to deal with. And I warned them all that I'm Swedish, and that maybe when I wake up I'm going to talk a different language. And they just said, oh well, you know, everyone is talking absolute gibberish when they wake up, so don't worry about it. They brought me into a room. When I got dressed and undressed and everything, put that wonderful nightshirt on that they have. It didn't cover me at all, of course. Okay, so here I am waiting for the surgery I'm gonna have very soon. Not allowed makeup, not allowed anything, so here we go. Got my pretty gown on. See what happens. And then they just rolled me away to surgery. Everyone is always really, really nice, really, really, I mean, the people working in the hospital are just amazing. I really appreciate everything they've done, because they're just so caring and make you feel safe, and that was really good. I came into the theatre, as they call it here, which was also kind of like, when they asked me, oh, you're going to theatre? And I thought, what? No, I'm having a surgery. Anyway, theatre is the operating room, so yes, I was going there. They took me in there, got everything ready. The anesthesiologist was there, or anaesthetist, and if, yeah, that's a word I can't say, so I'm not even going to try. Everyone was just making me feel comfortable, helping me take a few breaths, they said. Few deep breaths, and I did, and then poof, I wake up somewhere else. That's the good thing with going to sleep in hospital. Anyway, I woke up really, really tired. This tiredness where I could hardly open my eyes. I was so tired, and I could just kind of think that, oh wow, what is happening? Why am I this tired? And the nurses then that was stood next to me, she was taking my blood pressure, and she was looking at me a little bit, and she said, normally have a low blood pressure? And I just said, no. She said, okay, because it's quite low, so we need to keep an eye on this. And I was like, yeah, okay, and off I went. And they checked me, they did everything they could, and then they rolled me up into the ward where I'm gonna stay. And it was a room with 6 beds, And so it was me, a woman in my age, I think, as well, and then there were 4 older ladies. And I had been planning on, well, you know, I'm gonna bring my phone, I'm gonna bring my this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna maybe put some stories up on Instagram or do other things. And I just slept. I was so tired. I was so tired. My eyes were just, I could hardly open my eyes. I couldn't call anyone to say that I was okay because I was so tired. And the nurses came in and checked my blood pressure all the time, and it was low. It kept very low, and they just urged me to drink and do everything, and I tried my best to drink. Problem was that my throat was so rough after having the tube in, so I could hardly swallow anything. And from what I can understand, I did lose quite a lot of blood. So that's why my blood pressure was so low. And of course, if I drink, then I help my body make new blood, but it would take time. So yeah, everything was fine. I wasn't in any pain or anything. I had a catheter in to help me, and it was good. I was just pretty much sleeping. That was it. The only thing I can remember is that I was with the 4 ladies, the older ladies in this room, and they were a bit, I mean, they're older ladies, they're a bit confused. They had their little issues. You had one woman that she was deaf pretty much, so all she could do was she was just shouting all the time, oh, help me, help me, help me, help me, or what's going on, and what's this, and the other lady, she didn't even know she had a hip replacement, and the 3rd lady, she was all over the place thinking that she was doing this and that. So it was a lot going on in that room, and even though I was tired and I was kind of falling asleep on and off, I kept waking up because someone was shouting or screaming or doing something else, and I just so felt for the little old ladies, because it can't be easy not knowing where you are or what has happened. And also for the nurses, they were absolutely amazing. They were so good with these women, and they were taking such good care of them. So that was the evening. Well, yeah, that was the whole day pretty much. I can't remember. I think it took maybe 2 or 3 hours, my surgery. It's hard because you don't know, really. You don't have any perception of time when you're like that. And anyway, nightfall came. We went to sleep, and then I think at around 1 o'clock or something, because I had my phone there so I could see what happened. I woke up and I could hear that someone was being sick, and it was one of the little ladies. She'd gone up from her bed and she was throwing up everywhere, but she managed to hit the sink that was in there. But I could see that she was all distressed because she was looking around, obviously managed to go to the sink, but she didn't know how to get away from there. And of course she didn't have her button with her or anything, so I just pressed the button to get the nurse there to help her. And so she was poorly for a bit, and of course that kind of woke me up. Then I had the other lady next to me. I don't know what she was laying on, but it sounded like she was hugging a balloon all night. That was like, oh my goodness me, how am I gonna sleep in here? Because it was like every time she turned and twisted and did whatever. And in the middle of the night, she just woke up and said, oh, well, you know, she needs to go now. And the nurse came in and said, no, it's nighttime. It's not time to get up. Oh, well, I need to be here and there and whatever. And oh, I don't know. I don't look forward to getting old. But then again, the lucky thing is maybe that they don't really know what's happening. So, yeah. Anyway, now we're coming to the big thing. This was just absolutely horrendous, actually. It was awful. Because I fell asleep again after this lady had been sick. And I woke up with bloody murder, pretty much. there was a man, because they do this in the hospitals, they have men in one room and women in another, which I think is really good. Anyway, he screamed or shouted, and it was enough to make your blood curl. I mean, it was just, I think every hair on my body was just stood right up. He screamed like they cut his finger off or something. It was awful, and everyone in the room kind of like go, what was that? So, and I could hear the ladies around me, oh my goodness, what is this? What's going on? And he was screaming, and it was just absolutely awful. And I was laying there thinking, oh my goodness, that poor man, what is happening to him? And that was around 2 o'clock, I think. And of course, thinking about it, with these old people, they got broken hips and ankles and other things. It could have been something like that, and he must have been in absolute agony. But it was hard to listen to. Anyway, I managed to go back to sleep, and about an hour later, around 3 o'clock, he woke us up again, and it was yelling and screaming, and it was almost, I mean, I promise you, if you ever watched a movie where they cut someone's finger off, yeah, it sounds like I'm watching really awful movies, but you know, a horror movie or anything like that, someone is really hurt, or maybe you see a movie where they, back in the old day, they had to take a leg off and they had to bite on these little sticks or something. It was that type of scream. It was just absolutely awful, and he did that for another half an hour, and I honestly, I don't know what was going on. I just felt really sorry for him, but it was really scary, actually, because you never know what's going on. And yeah, okay, I've talked enough about the man and whatever, but my my thought when I went to hospital was that, oh, I'm gonna have a good night's sleep now, because, you know, just relax after surgery and you have someone taking care of you or whatever. Well, that didn't really happen, did it? I was more tired after that than before I went in there. So I woke up in the morning, I had my medicine, because of course I had a lot of painkillers. I had to have some extra painkillers during the night as well. And yeah, it's just, everything worked out really good. I was still a bit wobbly, still a bit all over the place when I went home on the Thursday, because I still had the medicine in my body. My mouth was dry because of the morphine that you get. It does that to you. So yeah, so I was sent home with a bag of medication, painkillers and everything. So anyway, Thursday went home, my husband came to pick me up, my daughters were happy to see me for once, you know, that it does happen sometimes. And I just went home and pretty much straight to bed. Had to protect myself, of course, from doggy doo, because I'm her mum, she loves me, and she jumps on me to let me know. So that was yeah. Had a sleep and then spent my day pretty much on the settee. We have a recliner where I could kind of half lay down, and I just spent the rest of the day there. Quite a lot of pain, but not too much. I am a person that I'm really tolerant to pain, so I don't really need a lot of medication and things. I have, for the first couple of days, I followed what they told me to take. I got codeine, which is morphine, to take 4 times a day, and then I could also take some other painkillers in between there to kind of spread it out a bit. I did do that the first day I did. The second day I went down to 2 of the codeines, and then following that I only had 1 during the night. I don't like taking heavy medication. I don't like morphine. stuff. And like I said, I tolerate pain quite a lot, quite good. So that was fine. After a few days, I started having problems when I went to the toilet. And what I'm talking about is I started feeling like I'm having a bladder infection or urinary infection, anything like that. It was running to the toilet all the time. So I had to contact my GP and I had to get some antibiotics to stop that, and it has worked. I feel a lot better. I can't feel anything, so I just stopped taking them now. My last one was yesterday, and I feel a lot better. So that's good, because you do not want to have something like that after surgery. And also another thing that's really important to think about is your tummy. When you go to the toilet, number 2, with all the surgery you've had, you didn't really want to do all the pushing and whatever, because that hurts a lot. So you're also given a laxative. I had lactulose to take a couple of times a day just to help you with your tummy, and it took me a few days before my tummy started working again, and I got a little bit worried because I do not want to get constipated or anything like that, because yeah, then you're gonna have problems. But it worked fine, no problems whatsoever, and it has been working really good ever since. I'm sorry I'm talking about number 2, but that's how it is. So yeah, my incisions, what they actually made 5 on me. Normally they do, I think, 3 to 4 of them, I don't know. 1 in the belly button and then on the sides to go in with the instruments and do all the work. And I had 1 in the belly button and then 2 on each side. They've healed up really nicely, and they got some dissolvable what's it called, threads. So I don't have to go in and take them off or anything like that. They will go away by themselves. So everything has been fine. I am doing really good. I'm doing too much sometimes. I have an amazing husband. He's yelling at me as soon as I'm up doing the washing up or something else. He's yelling at me to go sit down. I have been doing a bit too much, and I can feel that sometimes when I've been doing things around the house, that it does hurt. But other than that, no. There is almost no pain at the moment. Now it's 2 weeks after, so that's good. But I still have to think about what I'm doing. I mean, it is a big surgery, even though you think, oh, well, there's only a few cuts in here. They've actually taken away something from inside, so it is big surgery. They call it major surgery, and it is. So you need to take care of yourself afterwards. What the doctor told me was that when she had a look inside, as I said, I had pain on one side. She said that the endometriosis, because she actually found that, had made one of the ovarian and one of the tubes actually stuck to the uterus. So it was kind of sticking on there with the endometriosis, and that was the pain. So she took that away. The plan to begin with was that they were only going to take away the uterus and the tubes, and then they're going to leave the ovaries, because they didn't want me to go into premature menopause. So they leave the ovaries, you still have all the hormones and everything. But what she had to do now was to take away 1. So I have 1 ovary left, and then the rest is gone. So we're going to see what happens. It might put me into a somewhat pre-menopause. I don't know what's going to happen, but to be honest, I'm not too worried about that. I am just looking forward to actually being able to live a normal life without worrying about when is it going to come, how long is it going to be, how much is it going to be, and what can I do, what can't I do. Now I can just go out and live life as everyone else, and I am so looking forward to that. I just wanted you to know that if you have any questions whatsoever, because I know this has been a bit rambling on about everything, if you have any questions, just ask them down below and I will answer as good as I can. I can only answer from what I've been through and my experiences, of course, but just pop a question in down there and I will do my best to answer it. And I hope you'll be back for more, because hey ho. I'm going to do other videos, of course, and it's going to be a lot more on my normal videos, not this, but I needed to explain why I've been off for a little bit, so that's how it is. Anyway guys, take care and thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take care guys.